everyone, Luke here, and yes, the review is a little bit early this week, partly because there was, I believe, some weather going on in Japan. That's why the chapters were a little bit delayed. So normally when they came out on Friday, they came out on Saturday, or some came out on Friday and some came out on Saturday. It was just a little bit of delay, but we're doing it today on a Sunday and in the morning of all things, because I'm going to be super busy the rest of the time. Rest of next week, right before the next chapter comes out, I'm going to have virtually no time. So this is the only time where I can actually do this particular review, and the chapter, and I may not be able to get the next review done next week on time because I'm just going to be so busy with work and everything, because really short-staffed at my job and everything, and there's really nothing I can do about that. But that's why I'm here today, to do this particular review. And yeah, let's get right into it, because the battle is about to begin. Alright, so this will be chapter 146, titled Battle at the Royal Capital! Woo, woo, woo! Okay, place your bets about who's going to win. Is it going to be Norman? Is it going to be the demons? Is it going to be Emma? Is it going to be Dawn and Gilda? Well, we'll find out. But for now, yes, the battle is actually beginning. This is the first chapter where the actual final battle is going to take place in everything. And while it may not be the best chapter in the world, it's kind of like building up. It's kind of like you get the it's like the appetizer to the battle. It's like you can't have all the great things in just the first chapter of the final battle, which actually gets me a little bit worried that we may actually not be here all that long. The final battle might actually only be 10 chapters, so we might only be here for the rest of the series until chapter 160. We just don't know, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. You guys already know what the next series is going to be, what I'm going to be reviewing, and I'm still going to be doing videos about the Promised Neverland even after the series is actually completed and everything about that. But yeah, next series I'll be reviewing, Dr. Stone. I'll be getting a poster like this one behind me, just specifically for Dr. Stone. I'm still trying to figure out where I can actually get that done, because this was actually a gift to me from Sid, the guy who's been in many of my videos long ago, back when I was reviewing the first arc of the Promised Neverland. He gave me a little gift, a little going away gift, because we were in the same city at the time as well. So yeah, this was a great goodbye gift. Apparently he got it from an eBay printer, and he got it supersized and all framed. But I can probably do that in Manchester. I could probably get like Dr. Stone Volume 5, because if you notice about Dr. Stone Volume 5, a lot of my favourite characters on that volume, so I want that to be particularly for the same thing in sort of the same manner like this poster. But anyway, that's just something I wanted to say as well. But yeah, the final battle is started, so place your bets about who's going to win. Is it going to be Norman's side? Is he going to do well today? Or is it going to be the demons? Are the demons going to do well today? Are they going to slaughter Norman's side? Oh, we'll just have to find out, so let's just dive right into the chapter. But before we do that, I know I'm so trolling you guys right now, but no, seriously, in all seriousness, guys, I have to talk about this cover page, because this is actually the 3rd year anniversary of the Promised Neverland, and also it's coming up to Emma's birthday, so let's give Emma a happy birthday. She was born on August 22nd, 2035, I believe that's the year of her birth, 2034, no, it was 2034, that was the year of her birthday. So yeah, let's just give her a round of applause for her birthday. So congratulations, Emma, and thank you for being such an awesome main character, for doing so much for all these kids around you. And it's really interesting, because we get a collection of all the characters. If I just want to bring my laptop up here, we get Emma, obviously, with the corruption, thank you for being born, and we get this here, celebrating 3 years of publication, a colour illustration for the climax of the final arc. Now, I know it says climax of the final arc, but if you remember, back in the good old days of Bleach as well, that had a colour page for the climax of the final arc, and that was when Ichibei and Yuha were having their battle, and that was like a good 86 chapters before the end. 86 chapters before the end. So we might still be here for quite some time. So keep that in the back of your minds when you look at climax of the final arc. Like, even though it is the climax, it could go on for another, like, say, 2 years. We just don't know at this time. But for now, let's just have a look at this poster. This picture. So we have Emma, obviously. We have Ray, who... we have Ray, and we have the little bunny that Connie had right at the beginning of the series, who's actually the cake. And we see, like, a number 3. I think that's sort of, like, supposed to be a bit... No. It's supposed to be a demon here, covered in blood, because you see... No, I think it might be a demon, because you see Barbara just, like, with a knife fork, just like wanting to dig into it. So it might be a demon that's been made into a birthday cake. But no, besides for that, let's go away. Oh, no, wait, no, yeah, it is a demon. It is a demon, and Barbara is just, like, diving to get into it, and Ray's actually holding it. And we see a birthday cake with Phil and a couple of the other little orphans, and we see, like, a little and we see, like, the demon god, who's just, like, this little tiny, like, golden statue on Emma's birthday cake in this poster. And then we see basically a collection of all the characters, including characters that are deceased, like Hugo. We see Hugo as a baby, which just makes the idea of him being dead even more disturbing, as well as Lucas as well. Rest in peace, you guys. But no, as well, we see Crone, and we see Isabella, like, right down to the center, right off to, like, one of the corners. So yeah, this is a really good poster, a really great celebration of everything that's a combination of the Promised Neverland. Like, seeing all the characters again that have had an impact on the story in some way, however minor it may be. And I can't go into full detail about all this poster. You're just gonna have to go and see it for yourself, guys. But now getting into the chapter proper, it starts off on November the 10th, 2047. Obviously, the day of the Teferi, as the caption says, the destined day has arrived. The Teferi ceremony, and we see all the royal family just, like, bowing to, like, this altar. So it's kind of like what you would do in sort of like a really important ceremony. It's like you would bow, like you would pay your respects to your god, and it's like, I bow to my God and hereby offer a token of our appreciation for all the life that you've brought to us. As we see as well, as we see now, Queen Lafayette, the Queen, basically. I'm just gonna call her the Queen. Lewis's sister. We see Lewis's sister with the Gumpa flower and a cup of, like, what's I assume could either be human blood or demon blood. It could go either way. Like, they could have to actually give up some of their blood, as well as give human sacrifices as well. We don't actually know that yet. So it could actually be it could actually be demon blood or human blood. That could go either way. But we see her like give the Gumpa flower and the cup of blood up to this altar, as we see 3 jars containing 3 humans, obviously because they had to give 3 prized humans to the god as like a beacon of respect to him. As she goes, "Oh great Lord, we'll call upon you. We bid you accept our most prized bounty as an offering." And we just see, it might actually be the cup. Might actually be human blood, as we see the Queen actually place the flower in the blood. As everyone is actually standing around and observing this. And then we cut out to outside the royal house, or the royal capital. We cut outside to see a bunch of the demon families basically celebrating the day, celebrating basically their Christmas. It might as well be like their Christmas or their New Year's, their Christmas celebration, celebrating the praising of their God. We have them going, oh God, oh Lord, oh great demon God, hooray! And we see them, like, actually celebrating this, and celebrations going galore, and the Queen going, for our everlasting prosperity. Yeah, saying that, you know that shit is about to go down. And lo and behold, we get the explosion from Norman as we see everyone just like in shock. It's like, for great everlasting prosperity. Boom! What's happened? What's happened? So we get that, and we get obviously a look from Norman, looking very stern and very serious about what he's actually going to be doing. And then we get like just like a few of like what Norman was actually playing. He basically destroyed. So like there were like bridges like around the royal capital. So it was kind of like the farms with Gracefield Ice. It had like one central structure with all the farms, and then you had bridges like circulating around it to, for demons and humans to actually come and go whenever they needed to. And we see it similar here with the royal capital, and how Norman has just like destroyed the bridges so like he can enclose all the demons so they have no chance of getting out. Basically in Norman's eyes, this week, like, okay, so you've kept us like rats in a cage, now we're going to do the same for you, and you're going to see how it feels. But again, with Norman, while he has noble intentions, he's going about this the wrong way. This is something you do not do if you want. Well, see, that's kind of like the grey area here. It's like, what do you do? And Norman is going about, maybe going about it in a noble way, but he's going about it in a evil way, because as well as trapping like the royal family, he's basically trapping a bunch of kids in there as well. Kids like him, even though they're demon kids, they're still kids. And the fact that he's going to put them through the same thing that they went through, even though they had done nothing to him, they were just following their nature and they were just following the rules of their kind. To him, it's like, that does not matter. You are demons, you're scum, and you're going to die. You are all going to die. We'll see to the side of the panel that has the explosions, a group of like regular demons who are just like, what was that? What's going on? As we see like another explosion, we see them like just get like panic, like mass panic is happening now. It's kind of like when you're just like, you're just walking around, just minding your own business, and boom! It's like, whoa, what's happening? What's up? Boom! It's like, okay, we've got to get out of here. We've got to get out of here right now. As we see two other demons who are looking out from, I assume it's the balcony of the royal capital. So it's like, you have the capital, like you have the royal house like looking out over like the city itself, and you just have the balcony there, and they're like, look, what are those? What are those? As they're looking at the explosions, and we see one of the other demons turn around, going, something's happening. And as we see Barbara just ram in and just kick that demon right in the face. So it's like she's actually jumped up and just gone boom, and it's like hit her boots like hit the demon right in the face here. As we see Cecil going, here's the West Side team. We're inside the castle and we've got all the lookouts. You're welcome. And Barbara goes, East Side here. Bash their brains out. My pleasure. Again, they do have noble intention. Like they're doing this like they may be doing this for the benefit of mankind, but going about this in sort of like a revenge way, that's not the right way to do this. You need to have a much more clever idea of how you're going to do it. Because if you're doing this, if they're doing it and getting a pleasure out of it, like basically Barbara is in ecstasy, like just killing these demons, and she asked the question like, would her sister actually want her to do this? Like, would her brother and I believe she had a brother and sister that were killed by the demons, but would her brother and sister want her to actually go down this path of just mindless revenge? Because if she is, then she is no better than the demons that are actually killing her. In fact, she may actually be worse, because in fact, she is much worse, because again, she was one of the people responsible for Aishi's father's death, and he didn't even do anything. He was just a regular demon, just living out by himself, just trying to make a living, just trying to stay off the radar, and he got killed for that. That is messed up. That is messed up for someone who wasn't even going around killing humans, and was actually looking after and raising a demon. And for that, he just got killed for it, because he was a demon, because he was part of the race that was responsible for killing all the humans. Like that is messed up. that is messed up. And even Aishi said it herself. It's like, yes, even though he ate human meat, he was still my father, and he still raised me, and he wasn't doing anything as even remotely to the extent that the demons who were in charge of the farms were. He was just trying to live his normal life, and this is exactly what a lot of these people that they're accusing of destroying the humankind. They're just living their own lives. They're regular demons, and for Barbara to come in and just be like, Master Anything, my pleasure. Even if it was like a demon child should probably do that. And again, that's where the moral grey area of the series actually, like, where do you actually draw the line here? And how long does it become before you actually become the villain? Like, pretty much. Cecil, Barbara, Vincent, like Norman, their group, they're pretty much established as the villains here, and it's kind of like a role reversal from the first series. How like from the first arc, how like the demons were set up to be like this unstoppable force that the humans just could not fight back against. But as we're getting into the final arc, it's like, okay, the humans have become like the monstrous force that are basically doing the one thing that they chastise the demons for. And it's like and it's like I said, how long does it take before you actually become the villain yourself? We come over to Vincent, who's with the experiments from Lambda, and just ripping out all the security controls, basically like controlling the gates, or I don't know, they might, or I don't know. It might actually just be like holding it so that Vincent can actually work on rejigging the security details, so that basically they have access to the security of the actual royal capital itself. That's probably the idea of what's going down here. As he goes on to say, and we're in control of their security lines. So far, it's so good. Everything quite as expected. You can come in at House of Gillan Squad, as we see like Gillian, as we see like Lord Gillian, if you remember, like the big monstrosity giant giggle of a demon that just towered over Norman when they went for that meeting. Yeah, so he's entered the royal capital to enact his revenge for actually being banished to the wasteland all those years ago, 700 to be exact, as he mentions later on in the chapter. So yeah, they enter the house, and there's like actually a mass army of them. I mean, I believe there were like a few that were at like that meeting with Norman, but not on the scale that's actually being presented here. There's like about 60 or 70 of them from what I can see, although I could entirely be wrong, although it's not entirely possible that that's not the case. So yeah, it might be 70 or 50, 70, I don't know, but anyway, the point is that they've arrived to enact their revenge. As the Gillian squad actually walks in through the gates of the royal capital, Vincent goes lock all the gates. Or locking all the gates, and all the gates are locked, so basically like no demons can actually get out at this point. As he goes on to say, think to himself, the capital boosted an estimated 5,000 soldiers. The boss has already manoeuvred to reduce this count to 1,000. As we see a flashback to see just like the mass army that the Queen actually had at the end of one of the previous chapters, and we see Norman going in a flashback, this will divide their forces, and Vincent going, they have no idea the boss is baiting them. And he goes on to give thoughts or estimations about how the battle plan is actually going to go out. As we see around the royal capital, just like guards and soldiers like actually clamoring together to actually not only figure out what the hell is going on, but also to like get the other families, basically the civilian families of the demons, actually to safety. As Vincent says, right now 700 soldiers are in the castle tower, and the other 300 inside. The lot in the tower have their hands very busy right now, dealing with mass panic after the bridges blew up, trying to maintain order. As we see, this is actually quite disturbing here. again, like a Royal Capital soldier actually comforting a demon child and being like, it's all right, as that's actually crying because, for all we know, their parent could have been actually killed by one of these humans. And again, that's really messed up when you think about it. The fact that for Norman and his sort to actually go around slaughtering these demons and potentially making demon children orphans like them and having to survive on their own. That's pretty messed up when you think about it. The fact that, yeah, they're just so full of rage that they're willing to just basically be major hypocrites, for lack of a better word. But anyway, going on. Vincent goes on to say, moreover, they're totally blocked from the castle, all the gates are shut, and with no bridges left, they're cut out from the outside. The 300 inside will face the Gillan soldiers, around 50. Okay, so there was actually 50 soldiers, so I got that right. So yeah, there was a small army that actually came in, and they go, and he goes on to say, that comes in handy as we see like the Gillan squad like just bashing the face in of all these Royal Capital soldiers, and it's simply a massacre at this point because the Gillan soldiers, they're big muscle wasteland demons, and these demons they're just regular demons. It's kind of like having a giant beating the crap out of like a skinny human like myself. Basically, it's kind of like a giant just like punching myself in the face. That's kind of like the impression you get here from these Gillan squad like demons bashing the face in of these Royal Capital soldiers. Oh, and another thing that was actually really established of how shit creek the Royal Capital is at this point. The Gillan squad punched those demons so hard that they actually not only broke their mouths, but I think actually punched their face out. So basically, they punched the Royal soldiers to death without having to use any weapons. So it's like, okay, I'd be scared of them at this point. And anyway, Vincent continues on to go, cheers for the Alliance. It follows all the plans and information. Oh, no, this is not Vincent saying this. This is the demons going, cheers for the Allies. It follows from the plans and the information from Minerva, because they're obviously aware that Norman is not actually William Minerva. As we cut to Cecil just like using like a sort of like chain metal whip to like just, again, throw on a demon, like just bash his face in, and basically just like blood come geysering out of him. So it may actually be just like jagged metal on the end of that whip that fits out. So like it goes, and like the metal just like, and it's like blood spewing out of it. As they go on to say, all our people are very good at improvisation and going with the flow, so they work well with these guides to the inner castle. So okay, so Lord Gillian's actually the one that was saying all of that. As we cut back to Vincent going, Cicero, Barbara, that's enough. Retreat and leave the rest to them. As we see Norman. No, it's not Lord Gillan saying, so they work well with these guys to the inner castle. It's probably just one of his like high-ranking officers that are actually saying that. Because we see Lord Gillan and Norman with Sassy and a couple of the other demons like just standing around and just staring down each other. And again we get the size difference of Norman and Gillan. Like Gillan's like about 50 foot tall compared to Norman. Basically, he could fit Norman in the palm of his hands. That's how massive that guy is. As he goes on to say, a splendid performance, William Minerva. And Norman just nonchalant is like, please enjoy your vengeance. So it's basically like they're basically like, yeah, we know we're gonna backstab each other, even though we're allied with each other. We know we're gonna backstab each other, but we're playing the long game. It's like we're keeping tabs on each other. So it's like, a splendid performance, William Minerva. Please enjoy your vengeance. So it's sort of like that. Like they're aware of the fact that they're actually gonna betray each other. they're just like going like, let's see who cracks first. That's kind of like the vibe I'm getting from like this little dialogue that we have between Norman and Gillian. Even though it's very brief, you can really tell that, okay, yeah, they're aware that they're going to backstab each other. It's just a case of like who gets to make the first move in that regard. We come back to the demons in the Queen's chambers, like basically at the Taffy ceremony table, going, what was the noise? Where are the servants? Report on the matter. As we see Lord Nomus actually tell another demon to like go and look, and he obliges, and then he goes to the door, as we see, and without any word of warning, it's just like he's cut down. Like bandits actually get into the royal room, so it's kind of he was opening the door, and it's like bang, and then he drops to the ground. Yeah, he is dead. He is dead. Rest in peace, demon. But anyway, continuing on, we see, I believe it, Lord Bayon go, the current Lord Bayon going, the bandits, as we see Pumpers, I believe it's Pumpers, as we see Lord Poo Poo going, the ones who destroyed the farms, but how did they? And we see them like getting, we see like all the regular like basically the mothers and the childs, like basically just like cowering away. It's like, it's okay, everything's gonna be all right. As we see Lord Gillan going, it's been a long time, and we see, I can't remember the name of that demon. It's the one that appeared in chapter 7 of the series, where they were at that table where you had that fleet of demons at that table during the Gracefield house arc, and he was the main demon that was actually talking. It's that demon. I can't remember what his name was, but anyway, he goes on to say, no, the scoundrel is Gillian, and we get like a better view of Gillian's actual face. So it's kind of like so his face is kind. His face, he obviously has two eyeballs. He has two eyes, one there and one right where his nose would be, and it has like all those little eyeballs inside of it. And his hair, it's sort of like it's like he's nearly bald, and it's like just flicks of hair at the back of his head. And his mouth is sort of like an insect's mouth, where it has like the jaws, or the kind of like that. So it's kind of like that. That's kind of like what his face is. And he's a really great design demon, and basically just like his stature makes him pretty imposing in and of itself. And what they've actually been able to, like, invade the royal capital, create all of this commotion, and actually get into the royal capital's house, and actually surprise basically. I believe surprised, even though they're not showing it, I'm pretty sure they are surprised, like, of the fact that how did he do this? Like, is it really him? We get a thought from Lord Bayon, who's like, Gillian, that lord, as we see behind him with another demon with like really long hair, which makes me believe that he's thinking back to when Gillian was actually one of the royal families that were living into the royal capital, and that's probably what his younger form looks like, with like all the with like the long flowing hair. It's probably blonde, it's probably golden, or in this regard, because of the way of just like the different colour schemes of like Bayon has all black around it, but in the flashback you can actually see like shades of like black and white, so it might actually be golden, and that might actually be what it is when we actually do get it animated, or we actually do see a colour picture. But anyway, Lord Poo Poo goes, mother, father, please stay back, it's dangerous. As we see Poo Poo's mother just stab him right in the eye without any care in the world. It's just like mother, father, please bang at his why? So there were traitors on the inside, pretty much, to Lord Gillian, and basically relaying his message, which you kind of have to expect with a series about royal families being in charge. Like, there's always going to be a little bit of backstabbing that's going to be happening for basically dominance over an entire civilization. There's always going to be that. As we see Lord Poo Poo drop to the ground dead, and we see Normus going, who are you? And we see Gillian going, your family, You know them, don't you? The voice of our beloved relative, the shape, the smell, even the masks. We ate them. We ate them and took them. You too managed splendid transformations, all of you. Did you think it was only Poo-Poo's Lord Father? Everyone here is one of ours. Okay, I don't really know what's figured from what Gillan is actually saying here. It makes me think that Gillan was actually the one that was actually in charge. He was like the head of all the royal family. But he was sort of like betrayed by some of his own kind from over 700 years ago, and they sort of like evolved in a different capacity to what he evolved with. That's probably what they're getting at here. Like Gillan was actually the lord of the world, and he was actually backstabbed by some of his relatives from 700 years ago, and now they've evolved differently from him. So like they don't recognize each other, but they would recognize the voice of the beloved relative, the shape, the smell, even the mask. We ate them. We ate them and took them. Oh, yeah, this is quite confusing, guys. I don't really know what I'm trying to get heads or tails around this. I normally I'm good at actually figuring out all of this stuff, but again, this is actually really confusing to me. Okay, so Lord Poo-Poo's mother Lord Poo-Poo's mother was actually related to Gillan. From what I can tell you, Lord Poo-Poo's mother was actually related to Gillan, but like they evolved in a different way from Lord Gillan because they weren't actually banished. Or it could be like everyone there is related to Lord Gillan, but some of them actually backstabbed him and like banished him out into the royal from the royal capital into the wastelands, and sort of like they evolved differently from him, but they're still like all related in some way to each other. That's the best I can make out of this because I'm honestly confused at this point. If anyone can figure it out for me, I would love to know. So please let me know what is actually going on here when Gillan says everyone, where basically Gillan was explaining what is actually going on here. As the different demon factions are staring each other down and the Queen's just not saying anything, Gillan goes on to say, as we see like, I believe his tongue just come out and just like drain the rest of what Poo-Poo's mask actually was, as he goes on to say 700 years since we were tossed into the wild. Can you even imagine how eagerly our clan has awaited this day? We forgot nothing, not humiliation, not what you did to us. This is our plan, our grief, your hatred. As we see Bayon looking at our mask and Noma's going, knave! And we need the caption, Clash of the Demons. As we see Gillan going, you lot are next. Now you will get to know the depths of our rage. As we see his hair just growing long, it's similar to how Bayon was like imagining him, how he used to be. Yeah. So that's probably what it is. Like Gillan, Poo-Poo was actually related to Gillan, but like he got banished. He got banished to the wastelands, along with several others, and Poo-Poo's mother knew the truth, and it's just like, okay, I'm gonna get revenge on my son one day. I'm gonna kill him one day when Gillan actually returns. So like Gillan and Gillan, or Poo-Poo might actually be taken from some of Gillian's DNA, and like as he grew into Poo-Poo, as we knew, Gillan sort of like to deteriorate. But like as soon as he stabbed the mask, he started to regrow his form. So yeah, maybe a lot of Poo-Poo's DNA came from Gillan. Like Gillan gave it that, but he was banished and kicked out because he was deemed worthless, and he was going to become a wild creature. So yeah, maybe that's what it is. And Poo-Poo's mother actually stayed behind to like keep tabs and wait for the day that Gillan returns to that. Basically, like, okay, Gillan could take his rightful place as the as one of the as not only one of the royal families, but also like dominate the demon world. And it'll be interesting to see what happens when the demons actually clash with each other, whether the royal capital actually is going to get leveled completely. But that's what I'm getting at here. Like Poo Poo, actually, all his DNA came from Gillan, not in sense of like a son or grandson or anything, but just sort of like a lot of Gillian's DNA was extracted from him, given into a seed from or like something from Poo Poo's mother was given into this DNA, and so it's sort of like his artificially created son Gillan is to Poo Poo. That's sort of like what I'm getting at here. Like a lot, like Gillan actually became the beast that he is because of this and was chucked out into the wasteland or something like that, because because for him to like just absorb like what was on the mask and then like grew his figure back. That's probably the best I'm gonna get out here. But anyway, continuing on, we see the Queen just go, how laughable. Showing that, okay, she obviously has some tricks up her sleeve if she is actually going to fight Gillan. As we read the caption, everything is following his script to the letter. And that's where the chapter ends. So, not necessarily one of the best chapters, but it was something that had me questioning quite a lot about the nature of like, okay, how does the demon biology actually work, and like for Gillan to actually get some of it like his younger figure back from just absorbing Lord Pooper's mask or his DNA. That's pretty interesting, and it will make me and it will get me like questioning like a lot throughout the next couple of weeks if I can't do the next chapter. But yeah. Alright chapter, just not one of the best chapters, and it was sort of like building up to what's actually going to come. And like I said at the beginning, you can't throw all your eggs in one basket. So this is kind of like the build up, and it's going to get hopefully it's going to get better and better and better as we go along through the final battle. But that's what I think, and whether or not the demons are actually going to fight next chapter, that's something we're just going to have to wait and see. But anyway guys, what do you think of this chapter? What do you think of how everything is going at the moment with the demons and everything, and Norman and his plan and everything like that? And what do you think of Lord Poo Poo actually being a branch of Gillan in terms of his DNA? Because if you guys could come up with a better explanation for how this is going down, I'd like to know. But anyway guys, let me know, like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz, and this will be Lash Luke signing off. Later guys!